A hearty hello and welcome to you here from Dale Soccer Field in Raleigh, North Carolina. Drew Blevins alongside Sam LaFell for this NCAA soccer matchup between the North Carolina State Wolfpack and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Sam, the Chanticleers have come in at a rather hot streak right now. Tell us about them.
Well, Drew, the Chanticleers started off this season really well, tying in their first exhibition match, but throughout the season they've done really well, especially against Charlotte, the second most efficient scoring team within the nation. They took them to 2 overtimes, ended up beating them 2-1. That was on September 5th, earlier this month. Coastal Carolina also is one of the top efficient offenses in the nation, scoring 2 goals per contest here. So I'm looking this to be a really offensive game. State's going to have to step up their defenses. Every win they've had this season has come off of a shutout. So State is looking to do well this game. Their defense is going to need to play well. And the same for the Chanticleers. They're going to need to have a very effective offense in order to get State back on their heels and playing in their own zones.
Most certainly seem like that is quality analysis for NC State. They're 1-1-1 over their past 3 matchups. Last game was a loss to Virginia Tech in the ACC, a tie at Valparaiso, and a win versus College of Charleston. That was the last time they were here in Raleigh. We're about ready for kickoff here from Raleigh, North Carolina. The sun is setting, half moon above our heads here, and a lovely night for some men's soccer. And away we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. NC State immediately flies the ball forward, intended up for Surkamp. Ends up bouncing off a couple of heads. State taking it the other way. This is Wanamiller going after it here. Travis Wanamiller spinning, trying to avoid his defender. And we'll see our first out-of-bounds play. State will have a throw-in about 10 yards from the corner flag.
That was good offensive play right there by State. Working the ball right there into Coastal Carolina's zone. That's what they need to do the rest of this first half, the rest of this game.
Looks like Surkamp will line up for a long, heavy-handed throw. And away he goes, headed it right toward the net. Opportunity for State as it bounces up. It's going to be corralled easily by the goaltender, Devin Cook-Perales.
But great opportunity right there. First minute of this game, State's already working it.
The punt is a solid one, about 3/4 of the way down the field. Takes a solid hop up. Good defense down low by Matt Ingram. This is going to be sent all the way back by NC State. Surkamp tracking on the ball. It's going to be cut off at the last second by Uzo. He'll send it ahead into some open space where it's going to be corralled by NC State. Wolfpack are wearing white kits tonight. Red numbers with a black outline. Coastal countering with the black kits. Blue shouldering, or teal is more like what it actually is, and the white numbers. Thrown in here. Taken forward, Surkamp corrals it in his feet, moves this one back for Knudsen. State works all the way out to the far side here.
And that's a good point there, Drew. State's using this whole field.
State likes to utilize their crossways passing, most certainly. Chested down and moved forward by Camargo. He goes back toward the middle of the field. Camargo once again receives a pass for the Chanticleers. Straight back once again. Corralled. Coastal will use their back line now. Uzo has it. Looks over to the side, finds his teammate Helgeson. Gisli Helgeson drops it back here. Ends up going all the way back for his goaltender instead. Long kick forward, ends up bouncing off a couple of heads on the way through, and that's going to be picked up by McCauley, and he'll roll it out. NC State really spread out well here. Now move it straight down that far sideline. Taken right back by Coastal, nearing the North Carolina State bench. Brought back, stretching it out. It was a good through ball, but cut off at the last second. State moves it up toward midfield here, and it'll be played high.
Great job there to play that through ball by State. Coastal had some momentum gaining there.
Here come the Wolfpack the other way. Pass through towards Surkamp. Works out wide, tries to set a cross into the box. Uzo heads it out. Corralled once again. Long strike from NC State. It was a laser beam, but well high of the crossbar. That'll give Cook-Perales another goal kick.
Very strong shot there by State.
And you don't mind it early in the game letting one of your players have a pop at it?
No.
Cook Perales lines it up. Slightly on the right. Rather anticlimactic as he just opts to pass it over for his defense. Moves straight and quickly forward up toward Helgeson. He's got a good run on the ball. He's going to be cut off at the last second as the ball goes out. NC State's going to have the throw. Clears, but it's Uzo working here on Surkamp. The shots end up winning it.
Uzo has such a presence whenever he's matching up against someone. He's a very big defender down there.
Solid center back. This one sent through, a couple falling defenders. Brought down, State crossed it again. Guess who? Uzo heads it down. Easily corralled by the Chanticleer goalkeeper. Solid start for NC State, dictating the pace of play thus far. Coastal looking to rectify that situation, though. McLaws drops it back for Cook Perales. Straight up the line, NC State chests it down once again. Wolfpack moving across midfield. Here's a good run, opportunity. And a takedown on that far side, no foul. It'll be called a goal kick.
And the Chanticleers are showing some pretty good patience here today, waiting to see if they can get an opportunity. But they haven't done that. In the past 4 matchups, they've got 9 goals against their opponents, and in one of them, 2 goals in 12 seconds.
That's very impressive. Cook Perales sends this one another line drive goal kick. This time it's going to be corralled by Coastal Carolina. They'll work on the far side this time. It ends up rolling just off the sideline, so costly error as NC State will have it ahead of midfield. Quick throw in towards Surkamp, ended up bouncing off the chin, it looked like, of Colin Mars. As a result, a couple of NC State players couldn't handle it. Coastal will have their throw. Quickly forward, a header up by Duvernay. He'll have to get back quickly on defense as Coastal looks to set up a possession here. Stutter step movement on the far side. Perhaps one move too many. That was Bryce Follansby. He'll drop it back for Cook Perales. Nearly 7 minutes gone by here in Raleigh, still scoreless. Little pushing foul right there, and that's going to be called. I believe that went against Follansby. Nope, number 14 instead, Colin Mars. Free kick for NC State. Looks like it's going to be taken by Michael Biza, the midfielder. They'll be around 3 yards ahead of the midfield line here. Another opportunity for State. This one's popped high up in the air. Good run on it, and Cook Perales leaps up and corrals it easily. Solid play by the Chanticleer goalkeeper.
And just a little bit too much power there on that free kick. It was a great opportunity, though.
It was a good run by NC State. And this one all the way forward. McCauley, as it corrals it, felt the need to touch it as he rolls it out. This is Ingram working on the near sideline now. Moves straight up once again. Surkamp's got a good run on it. Beat Ozo, but it's going to be offside by about 2 steps. No. Check that. Foul was called instead. I believe it went against Uzo. So the officials will spray the lines here, and NC State's going to have a free kick from in close. Saying that looked to be a little bit of a ticky-tacky call there. Just looked like both those men were marking up on each other.
I wasn't sure what was about to happen on that one.
Here's the free kick. Ends up curling in. Solid defensive play by the Chanticleers. Could have sprung a couple players forward. Wanamiller coming back the other way, and he had his shot blocked off. Surkamp sends it up in the air. Wanamiller brings it down. Here's an opportunity. Wanamiller across! And it never made it to the net. A solid block shot right there.
Wolfpack.
Great defense there by the Chanticleers.
And that was Uzo once again, who right now is Coastal Carolina's man of the match, albeit early. State plenty of opportunities, and this is going to be another free kick. Reed Norton will take it. Norton, the powerful striking junior from Evans, Georgia. The transfer from Georgia Southern right into the box, and Cook Corrales got a fist to it. Good clear out from the goalkeeper. On that far sideline, State trying to regain possession of the ball. Coastal takes it instead. Quick pass forward, missed touch by NC State. Coastal working quickly right through the middle of the field as Ingram takes it for NC State now, thus ending the rush. Ingram using his speed to get by one defender. It was poked out of his grasp, though, by Pierre Morin.
NC State really needs to watch out when Coastal kicks that tempo up. Coastal can be very dangerous.
That's twice now the Chanticleers have gotten players behind the NC State defensive line, but yet remained onside. Duvernay bringing the ball in, drops it back. Good control by NC State here. Long strike, but it was a worm burner, easily corralled by Cook Corrales up in his midsection. It's the fourth shot on goal for NC State. High arching goal kick. That one's going to be cut down. Follensby going after it. Brought back here. Moved low. Controlled by Camargo. Works all the way out to the far side. Chance for the Chanticleers if they want it. And it'll be sent all the way back out. A good clearing play by NC State. Coastal will have a throw in. But not before we're going to have a couple of substitutions coming in for the Chanticleers. Coming in here is going to be Ridge Robinson. He will replace Helgeson. And also Tommy Gudmundsson will come in. Gudmundsson, a very sizable freshman defender, coming in at 6'5", 200 pounds from New Britain, Connecticut. This one's sent very high up in the air. And NC State just able to move Coastal back a couple yards, if anything. Straight back into the zone, though. Good defense by NC State, but Coastal will have another throw-in, this time moving forward with it.
And State's defense right now just pestering Coastal Carolina's offense. Won't let them get anything started.
Right in front, a bouncing karate-like ball there. McCauley didn't know what to do as that ball was skittering all across the way. It'll be a corner for Coastal.
Actually, let's see. Was that on goal? No, it wasn't on goal, was it? Pass save. He kicked it. No, we didn't know.
The scoring booth has opted to give McCauley a save on that one. The ball looked like it was gyrating a little bit wide, but no certain way to tell. This one, a header! Sent wide of the net. Camargo has it here. Poked loose by an NC State defender. And we're going to have a throw-in, I believe.
16 on the throw.
It'll be Ridge Robinson to throw this one in.
Wide left there.
Robinson directing traffic from his position, lines up just on the inside of the track.
And Coastal Carolina would love to set up camp here in NC State's zone. Get some opportunities going.
Kicked all the way back. NC State's able to clear it down for Cook Corrales once again. He'll corral it well out of the 18-yard box. Struck ahead. Camargo has it on his feet. Away he goes. Drops it over for Robinson here. Ridge Robinson sends that one forward. Good heading defensive play there. Sent all the way back. It's going to be fielded by Gudmundsson. Tommy Gudmundsson finds a streaking Camargo. Was headed away at the last second by Matt Ingram, but that'll yield another corner kick for Coastal Carolina. They opted for a little quick play here. Straight up. Looked like it was stepped over that time by Mars. NC State will have the ball as a result. First sustained attack for Coastal Carolina. Good opportunities for the Chants. lofting throw. Ends up bouncing once before it's going to be headed by Surkamp. And NC State will have a free kick off of a foul right around the ball area. 31:05 left in the first half. Streaking down for it here, Wanamiller let it go, and Coastal will have possession. Throw in from deep in the defensive zone. This one lofted high up into the air. Move quickly forward. Taken here. Nice little lollipop move. NC State's going to have another free kick.
State is good at just hammering on the goal, averaging about 16.25 shots per game. Despite that, though, they're really not the best offensive team, about 1.5 goals per match. So State's just trying to fire away here in law of averages, just get some goals.
It would appear that NC State would certainly need more than a goal to beat Coastal, since they're on a scoring hot streak right now.
Definitely, given the way Coastal's offense has been performing in the past few games, really the entire season. Definitely need more than one goal.
Corralled by Mars as he's tried to bring it quickly up forward, I should say. Straight up on the midfield line. NC State regains possession but lost it as Camargo takes it. Works this one all the way out wide. This is Ridge Robinson with it. Drops it back for Mars, who finds Uzo. Uzo being pressured by Surkamp. Gets a step forward. Bounces this one off of Camargo. Looked like it may have nearly been a handball off of Ingram. Camargo works to the far side now. Here's a ball straight through. A little tip shot that ends up going wide. Perfect opportunity right there for Follansby. And he rolled it just inches wide of the far side post.
It's appearing to me that Coastal's going to be able to make something out of nothing on some of these plays. Coastal's offense is very determined.
Another quick play off the corner. Opportunity. A header goes in! Coastal has the first goal of the match. Tommy Gudmundsson will have the goal on the header, his first goal of the season. An outstanding play in the 16th minute flat.
What's that, 10-7-4? Yeah. Yep.
Right there, that was just great offensive play by Coastal. Catching our goalkeeper off guard, frankly. Not ready for that header.
It was a perfect kick coming from just on the corner of the 18-yard box. Gudmundsson, and that's the reason he comes in. He uses that tall frame, gets ahead over everybody. He's able to put that in the back of the net. Assist will go to Camargo and Garbanzo on that play. So NC State is going to have to find a way to come from behind. Here come the Wolfpack, and trying to establish a possession in their offensive zone. Instead, it works all the way back out. Coastal streaking quickly forward with the ball. They could have another opportunity. It's a good kickoff play there by Matt Ingram as he was just able to get a tip on the pass. NC State will have possession off the ball going out of bounds.
NC State's defense needs to be on their toes here, ready for Coastal to strike. Their offense has been very effective, will be very effective through this game if they let them.
Right there, Coastal Carolina is going to earn a free kick after the defense was a little too aggressive for NC State. We'll see how quickly the Chanticleers are able to move this ball forward into a danger area. It'll take place on the far side of the field from the press box. Here it is. Solid strike of the ball. A line drive ends up getting over the wall. Uzo heads it back low. Camargo has it once again. Hold down. Wanamiller wins it. Quickly forward by Ingram, and it's going to skitter out of bounds. Surkamp may have had a step there. Just a misplayed angle. Ridge Robinson throws this one back for Cook Perales, who has not had a lot of work since after the first 5 minutes of this match. Ball headed down by NC State's defense. And that was Holden Fender on the play. Quickly coming back inside. Coastal lofts this one very high and very wide, over even the back bleacher seats. But it was a deflection play off of a State foot. I believe that may have gone right off of Duvernay. Corner kick will come in, I believe, from Garbanzo. First time we've seen a corner from the far side of the field. Another flying play. McCauley was able to win that one. Quickly puts it forward, trying to find Surkamp. Ends up taking an awkward hop off of the head of the Coastal defender. It was McLaws. But the Chanticleers regroup nonetheless. Ahead of midfield now. They'll try to move the ball quickly forward. Ends up taking an awkward cairn off of a forward's foot. NC State tries to gain possession, nearly another turnover, and now it is another one. Misplayed pass, worked out to the far side. Corralled by the Chanticleers as McLaws goes back to utilize Cook Perales essentially as an extra defender. He'll boot it forward. Straight up, headed back toward midfield. Good aerial play on that sequence. State pulls it down with possession here. Worked out to the far side. Now they're going to go back, trying to get the ball up to the midfield. Nearly sprung a run for the Chanticleers. Uzo steps back and lets his teammate take this one forward. Good driving play by Mars. Mars very far ahead in the play. Finds Camargo. Drops it back. Controlled here by Moran. He lost it. NC State driving forward. No numbers. Surkamp takes it here. He's knocked off the ball. A couple fans looked like they wanted a foul there. It was a legal play. Stepping up and forward. One of the Coastal Carolina defenders took that one up in the chin. State stepping up. Grabbing possession of the ball, utilizing the forwards. Good diving defensive play by McLaws. Brought down here. Stepping up and controlling is Knudsen. Rolls this one along. It looked like he was looking for Ingram. Another squandered opportunity for the Wolfpack.
If State can consistently play down in Coastal zone, and it's looking like they'll be able to muster up some more opportunities. But if State just stays back in their own zone, lets Coastal control the tempo here, State's going to be in a little bit of trouble through the rest of this game.
Ridge Robinson heaves this one forward. That one ends up taking a bounce off of the head of Louis Dargent. State takes possession. Matt Ingram controls here. Goes back and he'll utilize the other members of that State defensive line. Quickly forward here, Minogue takes it forward. This is Surkamp with it now. Drops it back. Opportunity moving forward. Knudsen sends it high up and into the bleacher seating.
Goal kick.
Well, certainly you don't mind State having a go, but from that distance,
Questionable.
very low percentage of shots are able to find their way into the back of the net from 30 yards plus. And you got to credit that to Uzo et al. On that Coastal Carolina defensive line. They have not allowed any solid opportunity for NC State, save for the one corner kick play. Move forward. It's going to repaint that line before just skittering out of bounds. Ingram drops this one back. It'll be worked on the far side this time. Duvernay takes it. Sent right back. State is looking to move this one quickly forward, and so they do, up towards Surkamp. Headed back down. Fender kicks that one high in the air, bounces it out of bounds. 22-29 remaining. Coastal Carolina holding a 1-0 lead over NC State.
State started off this game very strong, but Coastal's come back with a very, very strong rebuttal, scoring that one goal and keeping this play active.
And ever since the Chanticleers scored that goal, NC State has played a rather lackluster match. Just hadn't had any offensive opportunities. On the far side, Coastal Moves it forward, trying to get it up and ahead to the midfield. Is blocked off by Duvernay. Coastal controls out on the far side. Another poke play by NC State. Yields another corner for Coastal. Rolled straight down the line. Chanticleers controlling. Worked across. Camargo was there in the middle of it. State pokes it all the way back out. This corner will be from back behind the midfield line. Pardon this throw.
And I mean, if statistics are in your favor here, Wolfpack have scored at least 1 goal in each of the last 7 matches since that August 29th 0-0 tie against Valpo. So just looking to consistently attack here. Hopefully they can generate some offensive momentum.
Ryan Peterson into the match for Surkamp. That's quite the height differential. Peterson coming in at 5'10" compared to Surkamp 6'1". So State looking to go smaller and faster here. Work to the outside. It's Reed Norton with it. Norton avoiding Ridge Robinson. Hold back down. Matt Ingram with it. Rolls this one for Wannemuller. Quickly rolled in forward. Norton going after it, driving hard on the ball. Should yield a corner kick, I believe. No! They're going to give it to Cook Perales. Much to the confusion of many. Uzo's slightly slow to get up. Seems to be all right now. Reed Norton certainly drove it hard.
Very aware play by Norton there.
So Cook Perales will take it. Being serenaded by a chorus of oohs and ahs from back behind. And the goal kick ends up working way out wide. Came off of his foot all wrong.
Errant kick there. State needs to look and capitalize on that.
Worked across the way by Connor Donovan, who finds Duvernay. And tried to touch that one off for Knudsen. Instead works it up toward the midfield. Donovan once again has it. Walks it upfield, being pressured, and his pass is offline. Looked like there was a miscommunication there. Robinson throws this one right in, off Camargo's chest. Coastal will take it back once again. Robinson has to find a different man to throw into this time. Goes over Camargo, bounced that one off the head of Follansby. Taken down and controlled by Coastal. Way out on the far side, McLaws. Sends that one hard off of an NC State defensive chest. This one's going to be sent very high up in the air. Rainmaker clear, bounces once, and heads out.
You notice when Coastal's playing in State zone, Coastal's not outnumbered by much. They keep a lot of attackers down there.
Thrown in. Coastal trying to get possession. They had numbers and that little flurry for the ball. Instead, it bounces up high. Camargo going after it here, ends up being taken down by his teammate. Eventually rolls off of a foot out of bounds. McCauley will have a goal kick. That one side of his right foot and pulled it out. Coastal possessing, dispossession play by NC State, and they end up rolling it too far. Sam, it just seems like there are too many mental miscues that have led to physical manifestations of misplays.
I was thinking about the same thing, Drew. They're just not executing the way they need to in order to keep this momentum going. If I'm Kelly Finley right now, I'm looking for State to get some energy going and get this ball down there to Coastal zone.
If I was Kelly Finley, quite honestly, I'd just settle for a shot on goal.
Yeah.
State trying to clear it all the way out. Peterson chugging after it. Not going to get to the ball as this one is lofted very high. That one going off of Gudmundsson once again. Gudmundsson called on. Works to the far side forwards. On the midfield. Mars going after it here. Cuts that one down.
When Coastal's on the attack, you notice every player is above midfield. So they don't leave anyone back there to stay behind.
No, and State is trying to jump it forward quickly, but they're not having many opportunities as that Coastal defensive line is so quick. Garbanzo is going to have the corner kick here. He'll line it up, positioning everything the way he wants. This is a dangerous play, as Coastal has shown us before. This time it looks like it's going to go directly toward the cage. Indeed it does, working toward the outside. State pulls the ball down, but can't clear yet. Turned over. Garbanzo sliding here, ends up pulled back out by NC State. The Wolfpack quickly moving it forward. Knudsen has it. Works this one back into the midfield. Peterson making a run
Good
forward.
effort here. I'm liking this energy that we're gathering up. Wolfpack there.
Matt Ingram works across. Route was jumped there by Ridge Robinson, and he'll take it forward. Robinson finds Camargo here. Camargo tried a deke move. NC State regains possession. Working in a crowded space. Knudsen pulls this one away, looking upfield. Knudsen rolls this one up, had a teammate right there. It was Biza, but pulled down by Coastal. Sprung forward. Opportunity here, a strike that rolls wide. Perfect opportunity for Follansby as he was going forward, sprung by Camargo. Second opportunity he's had, and he's rolled it wide left both times. Donovan brings this one back. State rolls it up and forward. Hold down, took an awkward bounce off of a foot. Roll back, Follansby, recipient of a free gift here, ends up misplaying it off of his left foot. Rolled across, in front, good heading play there by Ingram. It's going to roll out on him. Follansby right there, I think, was shocked that the ball just ended up straight at the bottom of his feet. Ridge Robinson will have the throw.
Coastal's defense is always on their toes. They are ready to take that ball back, except for right there. They did not expect that one to come.
Straight up, the header appeared to be won by Coastal. But it was a good defensive play by NC State to force the ball off of a head and straight out of the back. McCauley now. Setting everything up with under 15 minutes remaining in the first half.
And if I'm NC State right now, I'm just looking for some accurate passes. Seems with this Coastal's efficient defense, they're working right now. If State doesn't have an accurate pass, Coastal's there to take it.
Knudsen wasn't tall enough to win the header. State's going to get possession here, though, as Ingram lets it roll out. Lucky number 7 rolls it back for Donovan here. He'll work all the way onto the far side for Duvernay. Caleb Duvernay, crossfield pass, ends up sailing over the head of Reed Norton. Odd to see Norton playing up in midfield. He's listed as a defender. Substitutions coming in as Camargo leaves. And coming in relief of him is going to be Martin Melcher.
23 for 11.
And also coming in is Jordan Tyler for Bryce Follansby.
9 for 7.
Back into the game, Joel Perez in for Garbanzo. So that entire front line changes seemingly. Ridge Robinson has it. Robinson called back for moving the ball just a wee bit too far forward. Sends this one in front. Melcher touched it last. Sends a strike in. Nearly a miscue.
McCauley wanted to go directly to that ball.
Chopped down by one of his own teammates and nearly an own goal. Pulled down and State will work on the far side. It's going to be Donovan to take this one. He's got Ingram on the side. Thought about finding him with a pass. Was a dangerous move to the front. Rolls out, and we're going to see the air horn sound. It looks like NC State's going to have a change in personnel, and they will. It'll be Cameron Steele to come in for Roland Minogue, midfielder for midfielder. Steele, a freshman, 5'11", 173 from Clayton, North Carolina, and local Cardinal Gibbons High School. Roll back in here. Coastal doing a good job of possessing the ball. Thrown right back in. Another push out. NC State is going to get possession off of that one. Great pressure by Ingram. Didn't allow his man to mark further than about 2 feet from the line.
That's the type of play this defense needs to have here. And to get that ball back whenever it's been playing in their zone there.
Melcher pulls it down, but it ended up taking a hop off of his knee and out. So Ingram once again will have a throw. From the near sideline, runs it up, heaves it up toward midfield. Uzo takes it, sends a leaping header right off the out-of-bounds line. Ingram flings this one forward off of Uzo's head. It'll be chased down here by Philip Carman. Carman was really going after Cook Morales there, who gets the goal kickoff in time. Melcher chasing this one down, a knockdown play, advantage. Quickly forward it goes. Perez drops it back. Melcher thought about shooting, rolls back. Taken ahead, NC State may have a jump forward. Solid defensive play. Gudmundsson rolls this one forward. Taken down, Ridge Robinson plays it forward. Finds a couple of teammates. Melcher sends that one all the way out to the far side. Brown brings it down. Spins it across, right back in toward the box. Good clearing play by NC State.
So far through this match, I noticed Coastal's really utilizing their size and their speed.
Stretching pass ends up bouncing far over the head of Melcher. Ingram trying to speed things up, throws one straight down the line. Uzo touching, great play there to keep it in bounds by Carman. Edmondson goes back for Cook Morales. Lead pressured that time by Norton, but sends another high arching goal kick forward. A battle right up at midfield for the ball, won by the Chanticleers. Rolled out of bounds, NC State takes possession. We're going to see a quick stoppage of play here. .8:44 remaining here in the first. Stoppage has ended. It appeared to be a shoe issue. Duvernay sends this one in. Gudmundsson brings it down. He's the difference maker right now, scoring the goal back in the 16th minute. Rolled quickly forward. Coastal Carolina may have another run going here. Tried to stretch it, but ends up going right off of a teammate's shin. NC State will have possession and a substitution opportunity. Coming in here will be Yanni Hatcham, the midfielder. Hatcham, another local kid from Cary, North Carolina, another player from Cardinal Gibbons.
Drew, I think I could walk to Cardinal Gibbons from here.
Just about it. It's no more than 3 miles.
I stand corrected. I have walked to Cardinal Gibbons from here.
This one lifted very high up in the air. State trying to bring it down. Hatcham going after it. NC State has possession here. Clock winding in the first half. Quickly forward. Good speed exhibited there by both sides. Rolled forward. Carman chasing it down into the corner, trying to spring State forward. And it ends up rolling out. It's going to be a corner kick for NC State.
Wolfpack.
Late half opportunity here for the Wolfpack. Only question is, who's going to take the corner? And it is going to be number 6, Michael Biza.
Important attempt here for State.
Sophomore.
Very, very important.
It's a good strike to the bar. It's a laser beam. Oh, what a save by Cook Morales. Just reached over his head and grabbed it out of midair. Solid play there in the Chanticleer net. Coastal trying to build off of their goaltenders, created momentum.
Just a fantastic save there by Coastal's goalkeeper.
Right back in toward the box area. Lofted high as NC State tries to cut it back down. Battling around for it. It's going to be Knudsen that prevails. Tried to poke it forward. Took a hard fall to the turf. Sent back. The pass was intended to move up for Jordan Tyler, but Ingram going to catch it before it gets to the sideline. Sends that one back up. It'll be played aerially for a few moments here. Brought back down. Biza sends it forward. Intended to go up for Ryan Peterson. He ended up bouncing it off of Uzo's head.
Uzo looked to be seemingly unaffected by that ball.
It'll be Ingram to throw this one in once again. Looking for a teammate in a white jersey. Peterson tries to free himself up, and so does. Pulls this one, trying to hit directly at the net. Peterson drops it back. Controlled and moved across the way by Holden Fender. Worked out on the far side here. Long strike. Well, if we had been talking football, it would have been 3 points, but as it stands, you try to keep it under the bar in this sport, and that was anything but. Nearing the 5-minute mark remaining in this first half. 1-0 Coastal Carolina leading NC State.
I'm not really sure what prompted him to take that shot, Drew.
I think he just felt a little hurried, and if you don't feel you can make a play, going to the net seems to be the best option. Knudsen heads this one back forward. It's going to roll way too far for Peterson. Cook Morales backtracking, finds it, scoops it up, and he'll yell out some directions. This one bounced very high. Jumping attempt made at the ball by both teams. State comes down with it. They'll go back. McCauley pokes this one out. Another aerial pass sent way up high, headed straight back low. Couple of touches as Tyler works it out. It's Moran carrying it forward. Lifted once again. Melcher tried to go back for Tyler. Ridge Robinson works low. Rolling off the banner.
Good opportunity there by Coastal. Shot just a bit wide on that one.
3:45 and ticking. McCauley once again calling the play. High up in the air it goes. Battled forward just ahead of midfield. Coastal trying to win the 50-50 ball. We're going to see a whistle. Foul call. The question is, who's it going to go against? Lots of jawing going on down low. Now we're going to have a little bit of a scuffle as the officials quickly run in to break that one up. It's going to be a Coastal free kick as the scuffle breaks. You like to see the intensity of sport, but certainly nothing to the point of blows. This one's sent in. Tyler leaping up for it. McCauley came out and punched it out. Tyler is still down. And we're going to see a stoppage of play. We'll see if Jordan Tyler is able to get up and walk it off. So he is. Clock is stopped at 2:48. Tyler slowly walking over toward the sideline. The training staff's going to meet him halfway.
You know, Drew, I think this would be a good opportunity with 2:48 left here in this first half for State to muster up some offensive momentum.
Augusta Narsson will come in for the remaining 2:48 in replacement of Jordan Tyler. Knudsen sends it across. This is Donovan possessing. Looks to go straight upfield with it. Pulled down by Ryan Peterson. He'll spin. Peterson, fancy little dipsy doodle move, but he was fouled by Uzo. So now with time really winding, NC State will have another free kick.
Uzo seems to know his power there. Right after he knocked him down, Uzo's right there to check and see if he was okay, help him back up.
This will be Connor Donovan. Strikes this one quickly forward, but didn't get it up high enough. State heads this one back toward the box area, pulled down. Carmen for Peterson. Uzo stepped up, dispossessed him. Uzo away, pulls it across. Controlled Melcher. Moving it forward, ends up rolling out. Be thrown in here by Ridge Robinson. Sends that one high up in the air. Rebounded, a couple of jersey pulls going on as Robinson finds his way to the ball once again. Ridge Robinson pokes it down low, and we're going to see another foul called low. Free kick for NC State with under 90 seconds remaining.
Wasting no time on that free kick.
Oh, and you got to like that intensity to try to move it upfield quickly for a personnel advantage. Quickly forward, NC State really chugging, takedown. Free kick for NC State and a yellow card. That one's going to go against Sean McClaws, the senior. So McClaws is going to have to be very careful for the remainder of this match, and NC State has a tailor-made opportunity to knock things back up at a goal apiece.
This would be a great way to close out the first half here, Drew. Great energy on the offense by the Wolfpack.
Here's the strike, a little roller! And it's easily scooped up by Cook Perales. It was an intentional low-placed ball, but I think NC State was looking for a tip. High up in the air, played aerially. Coastal Carolina battling for it along the NC State bench. Pulled down by the Wolfpack as they quickly opt to move it forward once more. Some more play up high and another whistle and another State free kick. Coastal's really come off their discipline late in this half. Stretched out, Carmen pulls it down, Melcher after it. Melcher walks it forward, sandwiched between two defenders. Carmen pulls it back down, 20 seconds remaining. He sees the clock, rolls it back. Quickly making sure he wasn't called for a foul was Mars. Rolled forward, controlled here by August Arneson. And Arneson drops it back. Duncan has it. Here's the countdown going on. He'll just jog it out, popping it back up toward the midfield circle. That marks halftime here at Dale Soccer Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina, with the score: the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers 1, the North Carolina State Wolfpack 0. Sam, what'd you see in that first half?
Well, throughout that first half, we started out lackluster, but I think we really picked it up towards the end of that first half. I'm really looking to improve on the set pieces here in the second half, Drew. Many free kicks, a couple corner kicks there. Nothing really generated for us there, though.
We'll step aside as the teams head off for halftime. We'll be back shortly. You're watching NC State Soccer on GoPack.com and Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. It is halftime here in Raleigh, North Carolina, with the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers leading the NC State Wolfpack by a count of 1-0. Drew Blevins alongside Sam LaFell for this one. Sam, it really was a lackluster half for NC State. But let's start on a positive note, looking at Coastal Carolina. Tommy Gudmundsson scores his first goal of the season. Walk us through that play.
Well, Gudmundsson there, after that corner kick, kicked it right in there, and he just took it home. Gudmundsson's very impressive on that play. He's a tall, 6'5", 200-pound attacker? Midfielder? Defender, even better. Well, for Gudmundsson, it's very important for him to score as a defender. That first goal of the season there on a team with so much offensive firepower, for someone like that to get on the stat sheet, that's impressive, I think.
And you also have to look at Coastal Carolina's goaltender, Cook Perales, as well. 4 saves on the 4 shots on goal for NC State, including a beautiful stop right over his head catching the ball. Talk about what he's meant to Coastal Carolina.
Cook Perales really has meant the world to Coastal Carolina. I think their offense has been very effective this year, but defensively they've stopped a lot of teams. For instance, UNC Charlotte earlier on. That 2-1, 2 overtime win there earlier September. So Cook Perales, I mean, I'm impressed. I'm bought. I'm sold.
NC State's certainly going to have to show up and play a solid 45 minutes coming up in the second half. Goal to tie, 2 to win, and that's assuming they don't give up anything else. What do they need to rectify to be able to play a solid second half?
Set pieces, in my opinion. Set pieces there by State. Corner kicks, free kicks. They really need to work on capitalizing on those. Goal kicks, working it into Coastal zone. Anything that State can do to really generate some offensive momentum is what they're going to need to do throughout this half. Defense also needs to step it up, keep that ball from getting over midfield so often, play more in Coastal zone. I believe if State can do some of that, generate some more shots on goal, 16.25 I think is what they're averaging per game on the season. If State can do more of that, then they should be able to get a goal here.
Who's your X factor going into the second half for NC State?
I don't even, that whole front line. If they can play well, get by Uzo, that strong defender there for Coastal. That's what they got to work with this second half.
We'll see if they're able to make those adjustments going into the second half. You're watching NC State men's soccer on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Back with the second half momentarily. Set for kickoff here in the second half at Dale Soccer Field, Raleigh, North Carolina. Drew Blevins alongside Sam LaFell. Coastal Carolina holding a 1-goal lead over NC State right now. And away we go with a fresh 45 minutes up. NC State will play from behind. Uzo controls for Coastal. Sends that one solidly up forward. It'll be controlled, brought down. Chanticleers looking for a long strike, and they scored! Surprise shot straight in the back of the net, and Coastal Carolina has scored again, and they're up a deuce. Wow.
Well, they're averaging 2 goals on the season, so there you go. There's 2 goals right there.
And it's certainly someone who deserves it, Sergio Camargo. He played a solid blue-collar first half, and now he has a goal to his resume. And the Chanticleers have really thrown down the gauntlet here. NC State has to find a way to answer somehow.
That's going to give Camargo 2 points for today. He's doing pretty well so far, I'd say.
Had the assist on the Gudmundsson goal earlier. That'll officially be in the 46th minute. Rolled up quickly, right back into the box. Coastal attacking again. State trying to find some way to possess.
That's Coastal just hanging in there, pounding State.
High up in the air, acrobatic header. This will be cleared by Ingram, very high up in the air. It's going to stay in bounds on that far side. Long send back by Cooks Perales. Finds a teammate forward. Attacking again, Garbanzo had the run there. Camargo was looking, it appeared to go straight back at the net with a shot. Hold down, State has it forward once again.
This defense for State is really going to need to step it up here. 2 goals down.
They're already playing a very high line as they attack forward. Touched ahead once again. Moved forward and rolled in by Duvernay. Tried to find Peterson in front. Interestingly enough, State does not opt to go back to Nick Surkamp to begin this half. Very curious, as Surkamp has been a potent threat. It'll be a free kick here as Uzo will take it. Uchenna Uzo, 6 foot, 200-pound defender from Houston, Texas. Certainly been a catalyst on this back line for the Chanticleers. Sends this one strong ahead. Ends up being taken down off the forehead of who looked to be Ingram. State kicks this one all the way back out. It's going to run far for Reed Norton. And he can't catch up to it, nor could his number opposite, Colin Mars. McClaws will throw it in here. One player with a yellow card today. That was given back in the 44th minute. Pulled right off the sideline with the head by Louis Dargent. Be quickly played forward here by Knudsen. Off to give it back, Duvernay. Heaves that one forward off of Peterson's foot. Brought back down by Garbanzo. Dargent sends it straight down the line. Here goes Follansby. He's got a good run on it. Follansby with a cross. Camargo shoots one. He scores! It's Camargo again. And he'll do a little salsa in the box. 3-0. And that is a shot straight to the heart of the Wolfpack. It might take a miracle now.
Camargo just not backing down here in the second half. Come out 3:06 into the second half and already 2 goals by Camargo.
Nothing Macaulay could do right there. Had no defensive help. NC State's paying the price for playing that line too high. Make no mistake, Camargo just finishes there. Follansby's the one who makes the play by utilizing his speed to get around Duvernay.
Follansby had a pretty efficient first half there, 3 shots. He's been right around that goal this whole game.
Coastal showing why they have received some praise in the recent polls. Another stretch play. Chased all the way down. The speed by Duvernay wins this one from Garbanzo. Played up high with the head. State pulls it right back down. NC State pulling it ahead, trying to move something forward for some offensive opportunity. And not there, though. Peterson backtracks, tries to find the ball, and so does. Diving play made there by Martz. Knocks it out of bounds. NC State will have it.
Right now you're seeing some excitement, some, I guess, motivation here on NC State's offense just to get something going. You certainly don't want to stay shut out at 3-0 for too long, if at all.
No, but without some sort of minor miracle, NC State is going to move right back down to 500 on their record officially. Came into this game at 3-2-2. Coastal Carolina at 5-2, winning 3 of their past 4. Straight through the box area, State corralling it here. Steele tried to send a pop toward the net. Pardon. Coastal Carolina 5-3. Misspoke. Their last games were pretty solid. Wins versus Elon and at Gardner-Webb. The loss to the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Don't sleep on the Blazers. They're slowly but surely growing a program down there in the southern part of the United States. Another serenade from the fans right back behind Cooks Perales. State may have an opportunity here, but it looked like Peterson was a little overzealous with bringing that ball down. Straight back through the middle, Knudsen pulls it down, move quickly forward. Stutter step movement there by Steele. It was stolen away by Gudmundsson, and he sends it all the way back down to Macaulay. And from the looks of it, Coastal may just be very content to possess the ball, move it around passing, and try to tick off these last 40 minutes. Donovan pops it ahead. It'll be corralled here by Duvernay. He lost it. Gudmundsson once again, straight up the line. It's going to run up for McClaws, and it was cut off by a couple of NC State defenders. Duvernay once again has it. lays it forward. Good curl on the ball. Stepped up State. Trying to make a run at it. Toward the goal and roll through the goal crease, but no! Oh, that's simply unbelievable. Watermiller had a great run on it. A wide open net, and he missed.
He just didn't have the angle on that. Right off that crossbar. Great attempt, though.
Well, if that just doesn't sum up how this game has gone, State's had their opportunities and just hadn't been able to convert. And that's a goal Kelly Finley, I'm sure, thinks should be scored every time. None more upset than Watermiller as he went straight down to his knees back behind the goal. Played high up in the air. Knudsen won the battle, but bounces off of his head and out of bounds. McClaws throws it forward. Garbanzo brings it down. Watermiller corralling.
Now you're wondering what's going to happen to State there. Is that going to give him some motivation? Maybe some hope there?
Possibly, but certainly it's going to take a little bit more than hope to make a comeback in this game. Knudsen holding here, walks it up. Utilizes some defensive help. It's a solid strike all the way forward from Fender. Looked like he wanted to work out to his far side forwards. We're going to see a quick blow of the air horn and 3 subs coming in for NC State. Like coming in, Biza. Yep, it'll be Michael Biza to come in. Surkamp makes his re-entrance. And I believe the other name I just heard was Moss Jackson, Atogi, number 18. And indeed it is, as he was the one who possessed the ball momentarily. Struck forward by NC State. Surkamp trying to get a beat on the ball, but it rolls out of the reach of all the NC State frontline members. It'll be called a throw-in. Didn't quite make the flag for a goal kick. Stretched up the line. Coastal going after it. NC State has it once more. All the way across for Duvernay. Stutter step movement there as he tries to cut to the middle of the field. Works out for Watermiller here. Travis Watermiller finds a little bit of space. Working back toward the middle. Touch inside for Surkamp here. Surkamp goes across too far for Duvernay, I think. Chases it down and keeps it in play.
Great play by Duvernay there.
Great work on the back line. More stutter step movements and a foul called against NC State's number 6, Biza. And they're going to let Cooks Perales do the honors here on this free kick. No danger here, as most everybody has gone right back behind midfield.
The energy here on the side of the Wolfpack is good, but obviously not good enough.
The junior goalkeeper boots one about 4/5 of the way down the field. He crushed it. High lofting pass. Taken back by NC State here. Knudsen pulls it back down. It's going to be chopped back. Controlled by Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers have it. It's McClaws. Lofting one in. McCauley out. And he catches it.
Chanticleers just look like they're being very patient here. Trying to control the ball, keep the ball for as long as they can, not really looking too aggressive.
Well, there's really no point to. You don't want to jeopardize a 3-goal lead, and if you take too many opportunities and draw too many people forward, you leave a very exposed goaltender.
As we saw not too long ago.
10 minutes gone by here in Raleigh. It's been the most active 10 minutes of the match thus far, with 2 goals being scored. Moss Jackson Atogi sends that one forward. Once more. And straight up here, drop back by Watermiller. Atogi once again rolls it along and forward. Ends up being cleared. Duvernay throws it in right down low on the feet of Surkamp. And Duvernay couldn't catch back up to the pass. Another throw in, and certainly taking some dear sweet time, are the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. McLaws will throw it. Heaves that one forward. The bouncing all the way across as Follansby was the last one to cut it down. Pressure there, Garbanzo, and the flag is up just offside. Good pressure there by Coastal, but NC State's going to control nonetheless. NC State has moved another forward up, so only 3 on the back line. Quickly ahead here, Wanamiller's got it, cuts it down for Surkamp, and it's going to roll too far. Whistle's going to be blown, and NC State will have another chance right here for a free kick.
Very, very important play here for NC State.
Well, certainly it's going to give a little glimmer of hope for the Wolfpack. It's going to be Baiza once again to take it. Comes from Shattuck St. Mary's School and originally from Tampa, Florida, is the sophomore midfielder. Baiza, good curl on this strike, but it started out too wide. Subs on the way in for the Chanticleers.
Just a little bit too strong there.
It looks like Garbanzo is going to jog off. Alongside him, Sergio Camargo. Coming in here, I believe it's Jernson. Pierre Morin will come in. So some new faces in for Coastal Carolina. Another high and lofted goal kick. Played aerially with a foot. Surkamp had a good opportunity to win down that battle, but ends up missing his head going out of bounds off a Coastal Carolina player. NC State drops this one back, intended to go up. Baiza couldn't catch up to it. Another stretch play down the field. Jackson Atogi moves it forward. Baiza spins it back for his defender. Connor Donovan with it now. Looking upfield, Donovan stutter stepping back for Jackson Atogi now. Using those long legs to run it forward, and another misplay. That one went off of Wanamiller. McLaws controls for Coastal. Drops this one back for Dargen. Surkamp gets a little help with a steal. Opportunity going the other way. It's Holden Fender. Rolls it in front. State taps it in! Wanamiller breaks the shutout. And at least a slight ray of sunshine is shining through the gloom here. It is 3-1.
Wolfpack just generated some offense on that, got numbers, 2-on-1 there, and a great through ball there on the ground.
Well, you got to appreciate the effort by Wanamiller there. It would be very easy to give up after missing the wide open net. But there, runs up, finds it, and is just able to tap it home, breaking the shutout of Cook Corrales here. 30 minutes remaining in the second half, a little over. So it's a big-time goal for NC State. If they can work efficiently, it's by no means over, but only if they can find a way to score another one quick.
Very timely goal there for State. 2 goals in 31 minutes is not unheard of, but it'll take some work on the offense of NC State here.
So after both teams felt each other out for the most part during the first half, the offense has come to life. Jackson Atogi over for Duvernay here. Duvernay's got it as he chips it up and ahead. Coastal pulls it back down, and that'll spin out of bounds. Duvernay quickly for it. Michael Baiza tried to stretch the field all the way across. Coastal cuts it down. Jernson was calling for the ball. Rolls over McLaws here. Tried to tap it ahead. Baiza dispossesses him. Wanamiller's trapped up between McLaws' feet. Both players wanted a foul there. Jernson sends it ahead for Jordan Tyler now. McCauley chops it back up the field. Lofted kick, 50-50 battle for it. Goes over a couple of heads, and looks like there was an injury behind the play. Pierre Morin, who's down. didn't exactly see what happened there. It was behind where the ball was located, but the clock will stop here with 30 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the second half. And they're going to signal for trainers here. And Sam Pierre-Morin has really done the unsung work today. He's just helped advance the ball from the midfield up to the forwards.
He has no real official stats for him today, but he's done all dirty work, background work. It's been very effective today, and you hate to see this.
Coming in for, well, we're going to have a couple of substitutions coming in. One for NC State and presumably one for the Intramural. Morin is back up on his feet. Thank goodness for that, as he will be bent over, move quickly ahead. It's like Martin Melcher will come in for Coastal Carolina. NC State will also bring a new face into the game. And it's going to be a re-entrance for Minogue. Roland Minogue, Huntersville, North Carolina, Charlotte Catholic graduate. Standing at only 5'9", 166 pounds, but yet finds a way to be a presence out in the midfield. Coastal, bring it back forward, into the 18-yard box, looking for a strike here! Lifted wide of the net! Well, that was a perfect opportunity. The block shot. So a corner kick coming here for Coastal. Ridge Robinson had the shot officially as it was blocked off by, Melcher. Will now have the corner duties. Melcher, good strike, curling back in. Looked like it took an odd turn between the ground and someone's foot. Drop down here, good diving dispossession. NC State gonna move it ahead quickly. In a run for it, it's gonna roll up and ahead. And great goalkeeping there by Cooks Perales. Gotta appreciate that play. Took a lot of courage to get out there and put a toe into that one.
Very aware play by Cooks Perales.
Foul is gonna go against Knudsen. Just off the ball, it'll be a free kick for the Chanticleers, and they'll move it ahead quickly. McLaw's now controlling. Tried to work that in, and it was cut off by Duvernay. Another corner kick for the Chanticleers. And have they ever had a lot of them tonight? On the duties will be Björnsson. Ellis Björnsson, one of the better names on this roster, from Iceland. Many Icelandic players on this Coastal Carolina team. This one's sent very high up in the air, almost corralled by NC State. Roll back in by Uzo.
And you know, Drew, with 12 international players, you're bound to have some pretty fascinating names on our roster, I suppose.
Oh, without a doubt. This one very high up in the air. McCauley pulls it in, and he's going to let his team move up and ahead. Thought better of trying to advance the play quickly. He's going to go out for Jackson Atogi, who controls here. Duvernay on the near sideline, pokes this one forward, give and go play. Wanamiller moves it ahead. Duvernay lost it to Björnsson. Worked all the way out to the far side. Another sliding tackle. That one does not succeed. State has it. They're going to try to set up the perfect play, it seems. On the far side, straight up the line, Surkamp trying to get a beat on it, using his speed. Cook Perales right there beats him to it once again.
And that seems to be one way State's going to be able to beat this defensive Coastal Carolina team here, is just get by that defensive back line.
Jordan Tyler, who pulls it down, pokes it ahead, another opportunity. McCauley came sliding out. The ball is in, but it will not count. Offside. It's a good job. That high line of NC State came up, took 2 steps forward, and forced the offside. You got to appreciate the awareness.
Coastal Carolina, like I said earlier, will make something out of nothing. I'm sure not many people saw that opportunity coming, but they made it happen.
McCauley sends a rainmaker of a goal kick. It ends up making its way towards Surkamp, cut off by Ridge Robinson. He'll bring it forward. Jordan Tyler. Moss Jackson Atogi was able to cut that one down with his head. Alana Miller tried to move it back for Duvernay. Instead, Jordan Tyler takes it for the Chanticleers. Robinson controlling, trying to move it around Alana Miller. Moves it to the inside here. On this near sideline, it's Bjornson with it. Ellis Bjornson sends that one in. Popped right back up by the NC State defense. Robinson works down low, takedown on the play. Dargent was there on the ball. And he's going to draw a free kick. Taking this one will be Ellis Bjornson. Another very tall defender as well, 6'4", 180.
And at that height, you got to have some sort of vision advantage, be able to see something other people wouldn't be able to see downfield.
From Reykjavik, Iceland. Here's a strike from Bjornson, curling it, a header! Goes wide and over the crossbar as well.
Goal kick. Entering the match with Wolfpack number 7, Matt Ingram.
Slow to get up on the play, Donovan. Donovan is back up, jogging it off. Just looked like he took a hard fall. Moss Jackson Atogi. Quickly ahead with it. Tried to send it up forward. Looked like he wanted to get it up towards Surkamp. Didn't have the opportunity though. Throw in here. Lift it up high. Hold it around. Tyler off of his chest. Cuts it around. It's going to go off of Watermiller. Could spring a chance forward. Good beat by Surkamp. Here's Watermiller. Really chugging the legs after it. Looking for another shot, and he's going to be angled out at the last second. Solid defense. And ends up being cleared out of play. Duvernay is going to leave this one along, and Surkamp is going to go for one of his patented power throws here.
And if you're NC State, that's the type of pressure you want to get on offense there.
Just to give you an idea of how far back he lines up for these throw-ins, he had his backside up against the wall here by the track. Surkamp heaves this one inside, ends up going off of a head. Coastal Carolina will regroup. Watermiller tried an immediate strike and fanned on it. Worked low once again, headed toward the inside. State controlling now, it's Knudsen. Works on the outside. Quick stretch play all the way forward. There's a rising defensive play there. Beat it back down. A diving stop by Cook Perales. And he will keep his team ahead by 2 for the time being.
Cook Perales, very admirable game so far. 12 shots for NC State, only 1 goal allowed here.
Jordan Tyler couldn't win that one from Jackson Atogi, so Duvernay pulls it down. Dispossessed. Robinson holding. He looked like he wanted to have a pop for himself there. Pulled down by NC State's Roland Minogue. Rolled quickly forward. Surkamp's got it. Leading his man forward. Good chugging play there. Ingram ahead of everyone. Chase it down again. Now NC State trying to turn their tide their way. Hopefully not too little too late for them. Knudsen has it. Curling, holding. Knudsen trips on the play, managed to find a way to get the ball to a teammate. State has a little bit of open room. A long pop at it. Cook Perales got it. You like the effort of that strike, but nonetheless, to no avail. Another goal kick, sailing high, bounces right off the knees of Jordan Tyler. He'll opt to go back. Here come the Chanticleers, another long strike, blocked off by Connor Donovan. Pulled down here.
This is good defense we're seeing here by NC State. Not letting him really generate too many chances.
About 21 minutes remaining in the contest. 3-1, Coastal Carolina leading NC State. Another substitution on the way in.
For Coastal Carolina, number 6, Pierre Morin.
Pierre Morin will come back into the game after having been injured. He will replace Melcher. McCauley works on the far side this time. Straight up, move quickly ahead. Ingram fields it, got a little bit of space. Gonna be defended. Drop back. Lofting pass, Surkamp trying to knock it down with his head. Bjornsson on top of it here. Wanamiller trying to chip down that pass. Instead, it takes a roll off the inside of his foot and out of bounds. Throw for Coastal.
Great opportunities here by NC State. Ingram just with loads of speed there. Most of the time is hanging out downfield, ready to go.
Another throw in for Coastal, about 5 steps forward from the previous spot. This one's going to be heaved up toward Jordan Tyler. He never got to it. It's a good defensive play by number 12, Holden Fender. Work down on the far side. Out of bounds off of a Coastal midsection area. So NC State will have the throw. Ryan Peterson will come into the game. He will relieve Travis Wanamiller, the lone goal scorer for NC State. NC State's going to need to find a rally if they're going to tie this one up with under 20 minutes remaining. Jackson Atogi has it. Works straight up, Fender. Pops it forward, intended to go up for Peterson. He's got the speed to go up and catch it. Ends up taking a bounce wide of the Coastal Carolina player. He never touched it, so it's going to be a throw-in. Bjornsson tried to get a smack at it. Instead, it'll be corralled by Duvernay. Step up, throws it forward. Surkamp brings it ahead. Peterson taps it back. And this one's going to roll down toward the corner. Doesn't make it. It'll be a throw from deep in the defensive zone for Coastal.
If I'm State, what I've seen so far in the second half is from Knudsen and Ingram are where those real offensive chances are coming from.
Coastal will have another throw off the header that goes right back off the sideline. Fender cuts it down in a foot race for it. Ingram trying to get it down with a jumping play. Donovan cuts it down. Duvernay over for Peterson, who tried to backheel it. Did so successfully, but it just did creep out of bounds on him. Ridge Robinson now. Forward. Ended up going off of Dargent. 18-15 remaining now. State ahead of midfield. Duvernay has to come back, recovering off of an errant pass. Jackson Atogi quickly forward. Peterson now drops it back. Played on the far side now. State trying to spread the field. Here could be an opportunity. It's Knudsen who rolls it forward. Surkamp looked like he wanted to go in for a diving header. This one's going to be popped very high. Peterson jumping up, plays it aerially into some open space. A lot of body contact there. It'll be a free kick for Coastal. You can hear the crunch from up here in the booth.
Good pressure there by State's offense. Very hard hit by Ingram.
So we'll have a goal kick, a free kick in name only. Alex McCauley warning his team that it's coming. And indeed it is. It should be a long pop. Line drive and another well-hit ball off of Bjornsson's head. Corralled low. Chased down and spun back. McClaws tried to get his way forward. Louis Dargent with it. Spins that one in. Chopped down. McCauley scoops it up. So now McCauley will send it away. Rolled it up quickly as it caught up to Roland Minogue. Donovan, one of the few players who, by all intents and purposes, will have played the full 90 minutes. Jackson Atogi drops it back for Duvernay. Right back for Jackson Atogi. Peterson now trying to get the ball to come along with him as he was sidestepping on the line. Dargent pulls it down. Louis Dargent, a Frenchman, has it. Curls that one across the field. Ingram trying to get an interception to his credit. He's not going to be able to here. A lot of speed going down that far sideline. Right along that corner flag, battle ensues. And it looks like we're going to have a free kick. We will. It will be Coastal's.
Free kick. Coastal.
15:50 and ticking in the second half.
You know, Ingram is only 5'8", 153, but he can body up like 6 foot 200.
You got to appreciate that effort from one of the Mighty Mouses on this NC State team. This one will curl right inside. Not sure if McCauley had a part in stopping that, but it was blocked off. Another quick stoppage. Clock is winding as we're going to have a throw-in for Coastal. Chanticleers really trying to milk the clock as much as they can on their way to their third victory in a row. Outside the box it goes. The defensive line now rolled low. Chipped down. Chased. Thrown over toward the net. Ended up being a header offline.
Entering the match for the Wolfpack, number 11, Travis Wanamiller, and number 14, Reed Norton.
Reed Norton and Travis Wanamiller will come back in for NC State here as we near the 14-minute mark remaining in the half.
NC State really just needs to be looking for some sort of opportunity to generate some offense here on this drive. It's not impossible, but they're going to be scrapping.
Peterson, he's going to be taken down. Foul when we have a card to follow. Timeout on the field. Is there going to be a booking? Does not appear that way, at least for the time being. It was Peterson who took a hard spill. State training staff out to have a look at the injured forward. Good to see Peterson up and back in his own bearings once again.
If I saw correctly, Peterson took that ball to the face pretty hard.
Not to mention the fact that he had some body contact to deal with as well. And he is going to come off. A little bit of aid from the trainer there. We'll see who NC State's going to send in as a sub.
Take yellow too. Bad effort.
They have given a yellow card.
Looks like that yellow was on Uzo there.
It was Uchenna Uzo, who's played such a clean defensive game so far. Tight end wall. Here's a strike right into the midsection of Cook Perales. That's a squandered opportunity for NC State. Perfect chance to put one in the back of the net. And instead, it was struck right at the goaltender in yellow. Aerial contention and a foul call. Free kick for State. This is going to be moved quickly forward.
That was allowing his offense to get set up downfield.
They're going to roll it ahead. Stretch play off of a couple of heads. Another play right in front. Curling for a shot right there. Surkamp never got a good foot to it. Well, the effort's been there all night from number 9. The execution has not. This one, lollipop up in the air. Corralled as NC State looking to regain possession. It's Bjornsson instead. Ellis Bjornsson had a couple of teammates calling for the ball. He ends up going down for McLaws here. He's going to be taken down, and that's going to be a foul against NC State's Reed Norton. And it looks like we may have another injury as McLaws is a little shaken up on the play. He's up. Looks like he just took a bit of a stinger. Reed Norton was not afraid to voice his frustration on that previous call either. Bjornsson sends that one wide of the box, and another one is popped back into the softball complex high. So this will be McCauley with another kick out for Jackson Atogi. Jackson Atogi sends this one high up in the air. As Gunmanson with the play on the ball. Bjornsson has it once again, leads Jordan Tyler forward, but a little too much. And Cooks Perales shows off his jumping skills by leaping into the air to grab it.
Well, Cooks Perales here has just been great through the second half. One little squirmish on his record there with that goal, but very impressive.
No, and there shouldn't be too much of an argument. Sergio Camargo will win the Man of the Match award. But the unsung hero is going to be in the net. There's a pass all the way across. Tyler is led too far. It's going to stay inbounds for the time being, and no, it did roll on at the back line. But you look at Devin Cook Perales, 4 saves on the 4 shots on net in the first half, and I believe he's already added another 4 as well. Seven saves on the night officially, according to our statisticians up here. Nearing the 10-minute mark. State will run it back up for a quick throw here.
State can get some more offense generating. Maybe we can set Cooks Perales career high in saves. His career high right now is 9. State can do what they do best and just get shots on goal. Maybe we can get some more goals, or Cooks Perales will just continue to corral these.
Well, there was another opportunity, but Surkamp couldn't quite catch up to it. And Cook Perales, as we've mentioned before, has certainly earned his keep tonight. Jackson Atogi heads this one back out toward midfield. Coastal, the last one to pull it down. Away go the Chanticleers. Taken back by the Wolfpack. Another rush for NC State, moved ahead. Yanni Hotcham tried to move it forward, a recent addition into the roster. Ball gets by the State defensive line. Could be another opportunity for Coastal. Into the box. Good regrouping there by Ingram. The shot ended up going off of McCauley's foot. Solid save from the State goalkeeper.
That misread there on Ingram's part allowed him to get that opportunity there for Coastal.
Just got beat with speed.
Yeah. Don't see that often with Ingram, though.
No, and as we've talked about, he's one of the guys out there who doesn't have the size advantage, only 5'8", 153. This will be a pop into the box, a high arching shot. Ends up being punched out with a little bit of help from the defensive line.
Good play by McCauley there to knock that one out of the box.
McLaws tries to take that one down. Ends up going up, and it was on the line, not out. Very close. This one chopped down and goes too far for Mars. Duvernay Goes back for Moss Jackson Atogi. Atogi once again. Rolls it up and ahead. Finds his man in the midfield. That's Wanamiller. He's got the lone goal for NC State tonight. Work back low. There was an opportunity, but I don't think Atogi was expecting it.
That was an important opportunity at that. Got 7:15 left on this clock, still down by 2. NC State's got to generate quick offensive momentum.
Just over 7 minutes remaining here in regulation. 3-1 Coastal Carolina leads. Chanticleers moving it back on that far sideline. Good pressure applied by the back line of NC State. But the Wolfpack can't get possession quite yet. This is going to be worked into the box. No, it won't be. Free kick for NC State. The officials have called a very tight game here tonight. 2 yellow cards given against Coastal Carolina. None for NC State, but fouls aplenty on both sides. High arching shot. And it's going to be dispossessed. Coastal Carolina on the out of bounds. State throw. Fender has it and works it along. Knudsen going after it here. Stops, pops, turns it back for Ingram. Goes back to the middle of the field for Fender now. Works low, diving play made. Scooped over to the far side. Knudsen trying to drive on his own, sends a low striking shot. That'll be curled out. Moss Jackson Atogi. Moves across, Fender, touches back across for Yanni Hatcham. I'll roll in once more. This is Ingram. Tried to poke it low. It's going to be intercepted. And Coastal rolls it back the other way. Atogi sends it back up. Fender controls. Going after it here. Sends that one low. Wanamiller down. Works it around a couple players. Ends up going hard off of an NC State shin. That was Connor Donovan. 5 minutes remaining. Ricky Garbanzo is going to come back into the game here, relieving Bryce Follansby of his duties.
You do not need to swipe out tonight. Suitable Wolfpack club members, you do not need to swipe out tonight.
So here is an opportunity to really salt things off the clock, and it certainly seems like that's what Cook Perales is doing. NC State will bring in a new face to the roster. Ingram seemed to be a little shaken up on the play, and he will go receive a look from the training staff. Michael Biza will replace him. High lofting strike, moved forward by Dargent. Straight back McCauley. Lifts it high in the air. Knudsen wins that battle forward. NC State may not be done. There's a takedown.
No call.
No call. It's going to be an advantage, I believe, as Knudsen had it. It'll be a corner kick for NC State.
This will be Knudsen taking the corner here, not wasting any time getting that ball set up.
Time out on the field.
There's a timeout on the field. Looking for the reason why currently. Whatever it may be, it has been alleviated. High arching curling kick, headed out of the box by Coastal. Yanni Hatcham puts it back in, trying to roll around towards Surkamp. Instead, it's going to be cut down. NC State sends another line drive toward the box. Hatcham heads this one forward. Donovan was going after it. Yanni Hatcham. Coastal takes it back. Rolled quickly ahead. 3 NC State defenders are back. One is Knudsen. He's the nearest to it. Jernson sends this one out. It'll be corralled Garbanzo sets up in the box. Now 3:30 remaining in the second half. And certainly Sam, Kelly Finley is not going to be thrilled with the result. There have been bright spots for NC State, but overall this was just not a solid effort.
No, not a solid effort at all by NC State, but an Admiral team right here in Coastal Carolina.
Oh no.
You never want to lose a game, but if you're going to lose a game, Coastal Carolina's not a bad team to lose to.
And Coastal Carolina certainly will continue that hot streak, making their way further up into the rankings. Jackson Atogi brings it forward. Tries to chop this one in toward the middle of the field. It outran his man, Reed Norton. McCauley out to move it forward. Struck ahead. That was Fender. Worked out on the far side. Knudsen has it. Rolled in. Here's a chance. NC State. Knudsen working inside. Another play inside the box. This will be dropped all the way out. There's a long strike, and Cook Corrales has it again. 8th save on a shot on goal. Ties the season high. The career high is 9, as we mentioned to you earlier, and still time for him to tie and perhaps surpass that mark.
That is, of course, assuming NC State can generate some more offense within this next minute 45 of the game.
Clock is really winding on him, and Coastal would love nothing more than to just pass around in the midfield. Go ahead and milk this clock. Another quick stoppage of play with a final substitution for Coastal.
Coastal Carolina, number 12, Geesley Helgeson.
Geesley Helgeson comes in. McCauley will set it up. He'll hurry himself along for a goal kick here. Away he goes with the boot. Over the midfield line. The header is won by NC State up toward Yanni Hatcham. Instead, it'll careen back. McCauley will set it up. Lines up. A strike that was a little lackluster. Ended up hitting the tongue of his shoe before anything else. Quickly ahead. State trying to track this one down. Going ahead, and are we going to see a corner or a goal kick as it went out? It's going to be a goal kick.
Goal kick.
Not without some obvious frustration on the side of the Wolfpack.
Timeout on the field.
We are going to see a timeout on the field here. Things have slowed down dramatically over the past 5 minutes. A few of the fans are filing out. It will be a Coastal Carolina win as they will improve to 6-3 on the season. NC State goes back to 500 at 3-3-2.
And this will put the meetings between NC State and Coastal Carolina at 3-1, still in favor of NC State. This will be the first win for Coastal Carolina over NC State. Their last meeting in 2010, State took them down 3-1.
The Chanticleers will next travel to Bowie's Creek, North Carolina to take on the Campbell University Camels. And then they will return home to face Presbyterian. NC State will host a newcomer to the ACC, Louisville, coming up. Then Gardner-Webb before going back on the road up in Chestnut Hill to face Boston College.
That concludes tonight's match.
The final whistle will blow here in Raleigh. It is the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers coming up north and taking down the NC State Wolfpack by a final count of 3-1. Sam, final analysis on this game.
Watch out for Coastal Carolina. Saw very good play all around, defensively, offensively. Very impressed by the goalkeeper, Cooks Perales. There wasn't too much that Coastal Carolina did wrong throughout this game.
Without a doubt, they made very few errors, and when they did, they were able to come back and make up for them. It's a big-time win for Coastal Carolina. NC State will head back to the drawing board before heading into the thick of ACC play. That concludes our broadcast coverage here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Signing off for Sam LaFell and the rest of our broadcast team, I'm Drew Blevins. The final score for the last time, Coastal Carolina 3, NC State 1. You've been watching North Carolina State men's soccer on Wolfpack Sports Television, bringing you into the pack. Have a great Tuesday night.